Nerdcast assemble!
Stay dandy, baby. The age-old rivalry of cats and dogs enters the feudal era in another exciting episode of Yashahime. That's right, Towa, Moroha, and Setsuna battle and slay a lot of pussy. Cats. Before I go any further, guys, I just want to make a shameless plug-in. I am currently reviewing the second season of The Mandalorian, the best thing to happen to Star Wars since Star Wars, and I would really love if you guys would check out those reviews and give me your feedback if you are watching the show. Make sure to check that out on my YouTube channel, as well as a ton of other anime reviews of shows that I'm looking at this season. So here's an episode of Yashahime that was classic in my opinion. It felt like a real classic episode because it felt like an old episode of Inuyasha, where their characters going to a brand new village, finding a demon, solving a problem, and saving a lot of people. And this one involves a lot of cats. Ghost cats, Bakeneko, whatever you want to call them, they're the real stars of this episode. And it all starts out at the beginning when Moroha returns to the corpse dealer to try and get a little bit of cash for the Tokotsu head, which of course doesn't really end up getting her much of anything, but she gets a tip about this one village that's being ravaged by these demonic cats. And before they get there, there's this really great scene again, just reminding us that Moroha is the best character of all time. Just the fact that she's standing up in the basket of Towa's bike is absolutely hilarious, but they end up almost running over this poor girl who's actually from this village, and they end up saving her and giving her all of these treats that she'll never be able to enjoy again from the modern era. This girl just inhales some Pocky like there's no tomorrow. They eventually return her to her village, which is filled to the brim with tons of cats. Cats that the citizens of this village absolutely adore. They dote on them like crazy, and that's because they're actually being controlled by these ghost cats. And so much so that basically they've become these possessed zombies, which are basically obsessed with taking care of them. So this little girl's mother doesn't even care about her. She just cares about the cats. But Setsuna and Moroha know better. They know that these are demonic cats. In fact, it leads to what I think might be one of the funniest scenes of the entire series, where Towa is enamored with one of them when suddenly it transforms into this freaky monster version of itself. This is followed by Moroha, who ends up kicking the absolute shit out of this cat, basically punting it and reminding her that, hey, you gotta work on your sense of smell. There are demons all over the place. They do manage to run them off after attacking a number of them, and that's when they decide to chase them up this mountain, where they come to this temple, and within the temple is a single monk. The most beautiful monk of all time. At least according to Towa anyway. She's reminded of this idol from her era who goes by the name of Julian, and basically this monk looks just like him aside from the whole, you know, hair thing. This mostly leads to a lot of laughs here, but this is where we get to learn that this temple is actually where apparently all of these ghost cats are coming from. They get to learn that in the past there was a monk who came here and he was able to seal away a demonic cat underneath the floorboards of this temple, but over time this cat managed to not only survive, but actually take control of this monk by possessing him with his severed cat-like paw. And of course, this leads to the big dog versus cats battle. Dog because, of course, all of these characters, the main characters, are related to the Inuyasha and Sesshomaru, who they themselves are dog demons. The fact that they never bring this up is kind of surprising, but, you know, I mean, the jokes kind of write themselves. But what is really interesting here is that most of this episode does focus on the fact that Towa is still not quite used to being back in this world. She's been pampered by being in the modern era. She's not as cautious as the other characters are. Her sense of smell isn't as keen, and this causes her to end up getting trapped by this monk who is being possessed by this creepy cat demon who manages to trap her inside, and she's too afraid to do anything for the fear of potentially hurting this guy. Outside, Towa and Setsuna are battling against a giant monstrous cat, where every single time they attack it by cutting it up into multiple pieces or just reducing it down to the skeleton form of its original self, it just manages to keep coming back together like the T-1000. Luckily, Moroha is able to use her sacred arrows to bust through the barrier and end up helping out Towa, and this is also where we get a few other big name drops and things that I know are going to irritate some people. The fact that Myoga actually brings up Inuyasha to Moroha, and the fact that he has the Tessaiga, the sword that allows him to actually separate demonic energy from other beings. And this is when Towa decides to do this herself, finding out where this mystical demonic paw is within this guy's body, removing it forcibly and effectively, saving the day. I loved the scene of watching Towa actually utilize that sword to take out his demonic energy. In my head, the Ghostbusters theme was playing. And so the episode ends with the three characters saving a village, and of course Moroha getting disappointed that she's not going to be able to make any more money. So, what's the rundown on this episode of Yashahime? Without a shadow of a doubt, the most simple episode of the entire series thus far, but I still found myself enjoying it because they managed to build up Towa's character just a little bit more, who always manages to get overshadowed by Setsuna's coolness and Moroha just being the best damn character of all time. But I really love that they established what her abilities are in this episode, being able to separate demonic energy, and the fact that she's going to have to get rid of some of those ideals of what it means to be in the modern era and what it now means to be in the feudal era. She is going to have to be quicker on her feet, using her senses a lot more, and of course, she's going to have to be just a little more ruthless, but at the same time, she can't get rid of who she is. She still has plans to return to the modern era because of the promise that she actually made to Mei. So yeah, Towa got some pretty solid characterization in this episode. I especially loved all of the scenes too with Moroha and Miyoga. Again, just the fact that they're name-dropping Inuyasha and they're not discussing it at all. Moroha makes it seem as if she knows who Inuyasha is. Like, there's still the confusion of if she even knows who her true parents are, if she's had a relationship, if her memories have been removed as well. They're keeping it very vague, and for some people, that's gonna piss them right the hell off. For me, I'm kind of okay with it. I'm still ready for that eventual big reveal that we're going to get. But for the meantime, I'm just going to enjoy these small little adventures that they are going on because, again, they're new characters in a familiar world, and it just does work. I want to spend more time with these characters, and I think giving them proper character development is going to be important for the future of this series. So this is just one of those episodes that's certainly going to do it. It was also just a remarkably fun and funny episode too. Like I said, nothing truly remarkable about it, but as far as entertainment value goes, it was decidedly classic for an episode of Yashahime. Again, production value-wise, it's okay. There are moments that look good, there are moments that look not so good, but it never really took me out of the experience the entire time. So overall, I thought this was a pretty solid episode of Yashahime, which you should definitely check out if you're continuing to follow the series, if only to spend more time with these really awesome characters. So even with some minor complaints about the episode, I still really loved this one quite a bit, so I am going to give it a 5 out of 5. Typically, I think most people are going to see this as a 3 or a 4 out of 5, but again, I love these characters so much in the world that they inhabit that I'm willing to look past any sort of negative, and I just get so much enjoyment out of every episode. So there it is, that's my thoughts, but I want to get yours. Make sure to sound off in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about the latest episode of Yashahime. What did you think about this cat-centric adventure? What about some of the big name drops like Inuyasha and the Tessaiga? What do you think of Towa's growing evolution in the series, and what do you hope to see from the rest of Yashahime? Thank you guys so much for watching this review. Make sure to use your demonic sword to hit that like button. Absorb its demonic powers and give this video a like. I would really appreciate it a lot. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed already, and I'd also like to thank all of my patrons for making monthly donations to the channel. I cannot thank you enough for that. Remember, all first-time donators, if you make a first-time donation, I'll review an anime series of your choice, and I'd love to add your name to this list of super awesome people. You guys are the producers of Ace Guru. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. I'll see you all next time, and as always, stay dandy, baby.